Yeah, but you're the one with the ice cream truck around with our kids. Why don't you go to Springfield?
I sell dope out of the truck.
Why don't you go to Jefferson Village and sell ice cream?
Where do you bring the truck?
I'm Chappaqua, Briarcliff, Austin.
Because this,
I sell
because
about
the seniors, it takes them too long with their wheelchairs to get to the freaking truck.
You sell 1,000 pieces of
dollars worth, if not more. My highest this summer is over. It was $3,013 of ice cream in one day I sold.
Holy
shit.
Yeah, people have no idea.
Oh, sure. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I was going to call it welcome to another episode, but we're going to start calling this the Slugfest on Tuesday night.
Tuesday night fights. Yes.
Dominic Volpe here, your co-host with Andy Bazzo. Welcome again, Andy.
Welcome to the show.
Well,
Darren, you never do a show with Darren.
First time I'm
actually doing a show
I've never done a show
with Dominic.
together.
Because we have a picture of the last show. And in fact, you were.
Yeah, I noticed those pictures always happen when I'm not here.
Well, don't forget. Well, you were in Florida with Brian.
Yeah, I wasn't here.
Yeah. We were sipping.
You were just Darren.
Mai Tais.
It's a great month to be in
And we
Florida.
had started the
So
show.
anyhow, I get a call on the last episode, Tuesday night. Darren calls me and says, "Hey, where are you?" And I'm like, "Oh my God, I'm at the Hudson Valley Renegades. It's a baseball team, semi-pro, whatever." Yeah, and it's a great venue. If anybody's never been there, please go. It's for $8. It's one of the best nights you'll have.
Even better than watching the Mets.
Or the Yankees.
No, the Mets.
I played on that field, sectional high school baseball.
Is that right?
Sectional championship game.
Really?
And we won.
There you go.
I'll leave that alone. We're on the air. I won't
Have
say
you been to a
word.
Renegades game yet?
Yes, I have.
So
I've never been.
So
Yes.
here
I gotta
we
go.
are.
Years.
And we got to get tickets. We'll bring
I gotta
them.
go.
Okay.
Now, before we start, I
Right.
know we want to get there, but I just thought of something because you two are huge Met fans.
Correct.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, I know. So am I. I really am. They also,
My condolences.
It is terrible. They also.
Yankees suck.
The Yankees just got all their players and just shipped them out.
Right,
yesterday.
so we're both sorry.
But anyway, what did you think about? This is August 2nd, the day after the trade deadline. What do you think of the Mets moves? Were they buying?
Were they
selling? Do you think they're going to be playing a meaningful game in October?
I do believe, because in the wild card race, they're only about 3-4 games behind.
2.5, I think.
But yeah, so it's close enough. However, on the other side, I think the Yankees, I know a lot of Yankee fans are kind of a little upset today. I disagree. I think they made some really good trades. I think if you want to make the team young, they got young, they got new prospects. They're trying to get rid of the old and bring in the new regime.
Yeah, they even
I
said
think
that
it's a good move.
A-Rod may not make the seed. The Yankees may actually eat that contract.
The Yankees did what they had to do.
Right.
I think the Mets did what they were kind of expected to do.
Right.
Even though most of the Mets fans that I talked to, at least myself, and I even think probably the Mets themselves, they kind of know that it might not work out.
Do
with
you
the
think
injuries.
they're like, I'm going to ask you the question again. He answered it. I'm asking you. Do you think they're going to play a meaningful game in October?
It's close.
If you had to put a gun to my head, I'd say no. If Cespedes gets hot and Bruce actually plays like he did with the Reds,
You know what I think
their
they
pitching
lack?
will hold up, even though there's injuries.
You know what they lack? Harvey, although he had struggled this year, shows you that he was the
Stopper.
He was the guy out of the.
He was like Sabathia in 2009.
He was the mentor to all those guys.
As long as Sabathia was coming in, you were not going to have a prolonged losing streak.
He's the guy that whenever the
But
Mets.
Even so, Harvey has notoriously not gotten run support, and that's the problem on the team. They don't score enough
Agreed.
runs.
Agreed.
Their pitching, even though they have all these injuries, is still their ERA is in the top 5, I think, in the league or whatever.
Yeah, right.
So they need to score runs. They need Cespedes to come back and actually hit the ball, and they need Bruce to do what he's doing and get it. Maybe Granderson wake up somebody, but I don't think that's going to happen. I do not think they're going to be playing meaningful baseball in October. Next year, It's a different story.
Well, meaningful meaning, are they going to make the playoffs? I think they will.
They're not going to make the playoffs.
Are they going to be first-round knockouts? Even if they do, yeah, I believe so.
No postseason for the Mets.
Is Reyes doing well? Because I understand he hits a lot.
Including his wife.
He's actually on the DL.
What I said earlier, what I think the Yankees are like, it's like when you're playing poker with that guy who does a heavy ante and then says, I need 4 cards.
Right. Now, we were very fortunate, and you people out there very fortunate. We actually had a man on the spot at the Democrat National Convention. He went there representing the Volpe Bazzo report. And
only the Volpe Bazzo report.
That's it. I mean,
that was it.
He also contributed to peakscalepost.net.
Yes.
Well, no, that's what I wanted to say. He not only he represented Volpe Bazzo, and he did us proud. He only wore his dress one night.
That's it. People can legally look up my dress now.
That's right. But he also was the official dispatch for the Peaksville Post. Now, you all know that Brian is the publisher of peaksvillepost.net, and Darren was sending him dispatches from the convention that Brian was dutifully posting. So, Darren, right now, tell us.
And by the way, I want to thank Brian. Brian never, he is fair. You publish everything I ever send you. You call me back right away, so I want to thank you for.
And I even searched out more photos on Mike Maury's page that included with your posts of him from the convention. So, Kathy Talbot
above and beyond to get the message out.
So you're the one that sent in the pictures of Melania.
Those were beautiful pictures.
You're not parting with those.
No, those were fantastic. I want to thank the New York Post. For,
I'd asked Darren off the air, when was the last time they had a potential Democrat first lady that could pose like that in pictures? And I said, you had to go back to Jackie Kennedy. I mean, think about Lady Bird Johnson.
I know.
I mean, Rosalind Carter, Hillary. I mean, please. At least Melania, you can say what you want, but, that's a looker.
Well, thank God it was the Post. I think, here's my theory. My theory is Donald Trump, in that fight with Roger Ailes and Murdoch, I think that he openly sided with Roger Ailes.
Trump is loyal.
And so Murdoch probably green-lighted the photos.
Well, the kids are running the show. Trump is loyal. But now tell us about the convention. You were there.
It was fantastic. I've been to 5 conventions now. Because I'm
last
old.
5?
I'm
the last
old.
5?
No, actually, I skipped Boston.
When was Boston?
I don't know.
Oh, that was 04 with Kerry?
I think so, yeah.
That was Kerry,
I would have skipped.
I didn't go to Boston, but I did the other one.
So you missed the Swift Bowl.
So I did
yes, you did.
New York, LA, Charlotte, the whole. But
Denver, you were in Denver?
Denver, I did Denver. Okay. This was the best one I've ever been to out of the 5. And I know why. Because usually it's driven by the speeches each night. So, you look forward to, there's usually one dominant speech that's going to be like, oh, this is what you want to be in the room when this happens, this big speech. Sometimes it's one night is going to be the vice president. One night might be a past president. One night it's going to be the president himself or the nominee, right?
Keynote speaker.
Yeah, keynote speaker each night. This time it was ridiculous. Like every night
it was like a big hitter.
It was everything. Bernie and Elizabeth Warren. What are they going to say? What's the impact going to be? Then the next night there was one night it was ridiculous. It was like Joe Biden, Mrs. Biden,
Tim Kaine,
Barack
both
Obama,
both Obamas.
and then we had
who
speeches.
could forget de Blasio's speech?
Well,
I missed it.
5 p.m.
No, I missed it.
It was like at 5 p.m.
I missed de Blasio's speech.
See, this is it. He's telling me about how excited this was.
I missed
Bill de
Blasio.
Not once did he mention de Blasio's speech or Cuomo's speech. And I heard when de Blasio spoke, the room was packed with people dressed as empty chairs.
They had him in the middle of the afternoon.
Yeah, they had him back. What goes on at night?
And Cuomo showed that great oratory skills are not hereditary.
What goes on
Although
at night?
Michael Bloomberg did well.
What goes on?
And Joe Biden was my favorite speech of the whole night.
The whole night of the convention?
The whole convention. Joe Biden, when he yelled malarkey, that was fantastic.
Was that, what they call him, whatever Joe? Hard Hat Joe, whatever?
Scranton Joe.
Yeah.
Scranton Joe. He was fantastic.
So what goes on like at night after, the speeches end at 11 or something?
No, we can't talk about that because his wife didn't come with him.
Ordinarily,
we can't talk about that.
I know Tinder lit up in Philadelphia.
So ordinarily, the New York delegation has a breakfast every morning at 8 a.m. and it has some sort of a guest speaker. The guest speaker might be our U.S. senators.
Is that the one I read?
Cuomo, yeah,
is that the one I read about in the Post?
I didn't go this time.
Cuomo wouldn't let de Blasio speak at the breakfast?
I did not go this time, and I'll tell you why, because I'm old. because it used to be like an endurance contest. Who can stay up till 3 in the morning?
Right. So
4 in
party
the
all night,
morning,
get up in the morning, and
then get up, put on a suit at 7 a.m. 3 hours later, and then be at the breakfast to prove that you're man enough to do. I am no longer man enough to do that. I'm not. So I have to choose either morning or night, and I love the nighttime. I like the parties at night.
You look better in the dark?
I look much better in the dark, yeah.
You look thin.
So I didn't do the breakfasts at all. So then there's lunches, there's forums, there's events, there's schmoozing. And then, there's a long process to get. You have to leave for an hour before you go to the convention, because it's a long process to get through security and through the subways and into the convention
Was everyone
hall.
at your hotel basically with the convention?
I did an Airbnb. Don't tell Eric Schneiderman.
Yeah, right.
But I couldn't get a hotel. There was no hotel rooms, and if you could find a room, it was $500 a night. I mean, it was ridiculous. So I did an Airbnb.
So when the speeches
$150 a night.
So as soon as the speeches are over, do you stay on the convention
Well, that's the thing.
floor?
So you get there at like 4, 5, 5:30, somewhere around that time. Now it's already started, and so
Right.
some speeches that are scheduled for like 4 in the
Blasio.
afternoon, Bill de Blasio,
That's rough. I don't think I could do that.
Yeah, you want to eat a hot dog
What, you
before you
don't
go
think
in.
you could miss Bill de Blasio's
No, I don't
speech?
think I could.
Oh,
if I was the mayor
oh.
of New York City, speak at 5 o'clock.
well,
But
Yeah.
even then, if you were in your seat at 5, the good speeches aren't until
You got-
9,
you got a
10
long
o'clock
time,
at night,
yeah.
11 o'clock at night. When they finish up at 11, 11:30 at night, you're an hour away from getting back to the downtown area, because the same reverse, right? You have to get through the crowds and the subway and get back to...
Were you being driven, or
So
is
the
it,
parties don't start till like midnight, 11:30.
And where are they? So
And
they're
they go
back
till
at
3 in the
hotels?
morning.
Where are they?
You're
Hotels,
back. You're back in the
bars?
downtown. So the
okay.
convention centers are almost always
Further
like every
away.
major city, right? They're
Yeah.
away at a
little out-
big
yeah, in the outskirts.
stadium.
Yeah.
And then you have to take a subway back in to go to the
so you
parties. and
didn't do
stuff.
a lot of that, or you did?
Oh yeah, the parties at night. Yeah, I did that. I did that a lot.
I thought you were not young anymore.
So when you're done, like one
No, he
night,
couldn't get up for
one
the
night I was
breakfast
invited
at
to go
8
see Fergie perform.
Okay.
Another night, Snoop Dogg.
Katy Perry
performed.
was there.
Well, no, that was the actual convention itself. What also made it kind of fun. It was like, look, Democrats versus Republicans, right? We got Hollywood. We got all the
Right.
You
the
got
Broadway
Susan
stars, all the
Sarandon.
actors.
Wow. how
No,
did-
she was boycotting.
she was pissed.
She's a Bernie person.
She was pissed. Yeah.
She wasn't there.
disgusted.
was Babs there?
In between the
Was
speakers,
Babs there?
in between the speakers, they would have entertainment, and the entertainment was like Katy Perry and Lenny Kravitz,
Lenny
Carole
Kravitz.
King,
Paul Simon, yeah.
those
I heard his
people.
Bridge Over Troubled Water
It was
was
awful.
Yeah,
Awful.
okay.
I mean,
My dad said it was terrible.
Paul Simon sings 100 great songs. They made him sing Art
He's
Garfunkel's
also
one
100.
hit.
Yeah, I know. Everyone says that, but he's also 100 years old.
What? Why?
He's old now. He's
Why?
kinda-
But it was really good, and I thought, look, Bernie people were maddening. They were crazy.
They were
there. They
crying.
were protesting, weeping.
Yes, I mean, these people
Weeping.
need to go in like homes.
If Bernie
wrong with
losing,
you?
if Bernie loses the worst thing that ever happened to you, you really need to get out more. Because you should. But here's what I saw, and I'm
millennials
gonna
are just
tell you
nuts.
guys this. And at one point they were wearing their special Dayglow shirts, and they would put silver tape over their mouths. They would chant, no more war, and then the Hillary people would start
Leon
chanting.
Panetta.
The silver people, the Hillary people start chanting silver tape, like put your tape back on, like shut up, But then they started to boo a Medal of Honor winner. He came out. Now this guy's not pro-war. This guy didn't start the war. He was sent to go fight the war.
Right, yeah.
Medal of Honor winner. They're booing. Ooh. So I see this little old lady. She's maybe 70, and she's got gray hair. She's a Hillary person, and she's holding
sure it
the
wasn't
Hillary
Hillary?
sign. No, it wasn't Hillary. No. She's holding the Hillary sign, but the Hillary signs are basically a cardboard, empty cardboard tube.
Yeah,
like
they
when
come
you're-
right off the thing?
Yeah, you're finished wrapping your paper, that little tube you have. She starts hitting him.
Oh.
She starts wailing on him. She's hitting him with
The
the
guy who
tube.
was criticized.
CNN missed that.
Yeah, the Bernie guy. The Bernie guy's,
doing
she's
the
getting
booing
hit.
and-
Yeah,
Oh my God.
she's hitting him.
Good for her.
Security runs out. Now, he's a typical Bernie bro, right, with the piercings and the tattoos. So security grabs him
Good.
and drags
I would
him.
too. It's a
drags
70-year-old
him.
woman.
They drag him out the tunnel.
I heard the buffet on the floor on the night Hillary gave her speech was fried chicken, was Hillary chicken. You had small breasts, large thighs, nothing but left wings, and no necks. So I heard that they were giving a tribute to her.
He's waiting
I gotta
a
tell you,
month
I had
to
a ball
say
though.
that.
I thought it was the best convention I've ever been to. The speakers were amazing, and what's interesting is they're so different. They're all great orators.
When Bill spoke,
they're historically
now
good
let me
speakers.
tell you,
Bill
I watched
Clinton,
Bill Clinton
Obama,
speak.
Michelle.
I watched Bill Clinton when he spoke. It made me want to think about the time when I first met Tommy back.
God.
Didn't
A love
you want to
story.
Didn't you
love
want to
story.
think about the first time you met
you know what's her
Katrina,
name?
and the first time you met Marianne, and the first time Christine picked you up off the floor?
Thank you.
I mean,
I knew that was coming.
I mean, wasn't it romantic? I mean, you realized there was a marriage that had no down spots. They didn't have one.
Someone on CNN said that Bill was smitten with her. I mean, give me a break. But what's her name on MSNBC?
No, he must have been, because that was
MSNBC. Maddow, Rachel Maddow.
Rachel Maddow.
Did you hear her comments about the speech?
No.
She was furious at Bill Clinton's the beginning of his speech.
Why?
Because
Really?
he called her girl, and that was demeaning to women. She said she was baffled, offended, something else.
Right.
And Brian Williams, who shouldn't have a job.
Why Clinton does?
He's sitting there next to
Rachel.
As she's saying this, and he goes like, what the hell is this chick talking about? And the cameras pan right away from him and just go on to her. You could tell he was like, well, what is this?
Brian-
You're offended because you said
can
girl?
I tell you something? You know,
Brian
I could
Williams
see the
mistake.
CNN booth where I was
Well,
at one point.
and I'm
watching.
Is Quinn on there all
Well,
the
get
time?
lost. You know how they have like a panel of people? When the panels were done, you could see the lights kind of go down
Right.
because it was bright lights, and the
see
lights
Wolf
go
Wilson
down,
dancing?
and they have like a speech going on. The only one who walked over and watched the speech and listened to every word was Anderson Cooper. The other talking heads are all chit-chatting.
Yeah,
they go get a
So let me
beer.
ask
They
you,
all
by
come
the
back,
way, that
and then they
reminds-
come back. And apparently they have transcripts.
That
they
reminds
see.
me, Darren.
They see the speeches before.
They see the speeches, and that's what they're
Oh, yeah, they're
talking
giving
off
them
of.
like a couple hours.
Darren,
later.
you
I was
were
really impressed.
embargoed,
I was
yeah.
really impressed by Anderson Cooper because he's the only one that came
good.
out and like
You
watched the
run
actual
for
speech and
Congress.
focused on
Yeah.
it.
You've held elective office.
I have.
How come Mike Morey made the CNN panel and not you?
Mike is awesome. Mike is a communications expert. I mean, he's terrific
Yeah,
to,
but
to
I
listen to.
know,
He
but
knows what he's doing.
You're an
and he's-
accomplished politician. Mike is what we would call a hack.
I am listen. I am on this show, the best
This is
show
what
for
matters.
politics.
That's right.
If you want
What's
real
CNN?
politics, not that crap that they do on cable television.
I agree.
Amen.
I
God damn,
agree
we
with
can
you.
curse and everything.
I agree with
I
you.
recently found out we can curse.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm waiting. There'll be a moment.
At least in our mind, when we wake up, we know we're the best.
This is the place for politics.
That's
Screw
right.
MSNBC. Liberal
Point
hacks.
there.
Now,
No, but it really was. It
All
really
right,
was
so let's
the
switch
best
this now. So Darren's at the convention. Republicans had theirs.
we didn't have anybody
A
in the
week
Republic.
before-
We didn't have anybody in Cleveland.
Well,
because,
when you said we, I mean, first of all, there's a photo right there of Murphy shaking Trump's hand.
no, I'm sorry, us, the show.
Oh, okay.
We didn't have anybody in
But
Cleveland.
during Trump's speech, I was watching, and I actually
Apparently
I saw Murphy and Astorino. I took
Murphy
a
and
screen,
Yes,
took a
you
photo,
did,
put
yeah.
it on Facebook.
Yeah,
I've been
Darren
watching
brought
it.
this headline from the Yorktown News. There's a picture of Murphy shaking Donald Trump's hand.
And he was part of the group that gave him the final nomination.
Well,
in
he's New York
yeah.
delegation.
Yeah,
And,
New York
and Murphy
delegation.
said that Donald Trump's hair is real. He touched it.
He ran his fingers through
He
it.
ran his- he ran his. Anyway, why did you
I
bring
think because
why
I think,
did you bring
because
this
I
picture?
think that is going to
Oh,
kill
sorry.
Murphy's campaign.
Why?
I think that in this area, I think that there's a lot of people that are going to be going in to vote, not driven by your state senate campaign. They're going to be going to vote in the presidential
Right,
campaign.
it's presidential.
And then when they're in there, they're going to go ahead and just say, "Well, I'm going to just
It's not
keep
going to hurt
party
him in
line voting."
Dutchess and Putnam.
I can't see people saying, "I reject the candidacy of Donald Trump, and so I'm going to go vote for Hillary." Oh, and now I'm going to cross over and go vote for Murphy. That's not going to happen. And I think the Democrats are going to tie him, just like, you know, if you're all in an area in New York that's going to go big for Donald Trump in upstate New York, they're going to tie the
of course.
Democrats to
Depends where you
Hillary.
are, right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but
I just feel like this district, this area is going to go for
he
Hillary.
may have a point because
Well, no,
no. I'll tell you why he may have a point. Because you have Hillary as a crook. Then you've had all those reports how the Democrats were crookedly trying to rig the race against
did rig
Murphy.
it.
Right. So
Against
so
Sanders.
so if they go with Hillary the crook, they could go with the Democrat that's the crook. And they don't have to split the ticket. They say, well, if one crook's good, I could do the other crook.
So
We'll
wait a
kick
minute.
the
Are
honest
you
guy
predicting
out.
then that Murphy is
gonna lose.
Is going to lose, is what you're saying?
Yes.
Well, he's a he's a
Nah,
Democrat.
I don't see that.
He's
I, you know,
outvote.
listen,
I think he might be potentially.
He's going
tied-
to win.
yeah,
Well,
he's
we
gonna
just saw a
win.
congressman in upstate New York, this guy,
Hanna.
Congressman Hanna,
Yeah.
who is a Republican and endorsing Hillary Clinton. And part of that is he's trying to protect himself from a
Or
potential
he's
wave.
distanced himself from,
It
from Trump.
It depends,
Trump,
but it depends
Yeah,
where
he's
you
trying
are.
to save
I'm
yourself
sure
from a
is
wave.
he from Buffalo? Where's that guy from? Do you know?
No. Buffalo's Democrat.
Right.
He's from upstate, but like middle by Albany-ish.
All right.
kind of area.
Well, he's doing what he needs to do to get reelected, obviously.
Yeah, but I think
These
so.
guys don't have any principles.
I just think that our area,
his
that was
district,
close. That's not. This is not a.
He won by 10 last time.
But what's his name?
It was close to the first time.
Yeah.
I'm saying Wagner and Murphy.
Yeah.
He won by 10.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, but Murphy's district is a
Yeah,
big Republican.
Putnam,
Yeah.
Dutchess.
No,
Yes.
it's the volume of vote is Westchester.
Well,
The volume of
yeah,
vote
but
is
a-
Westchester.
but a
It's
big part of it-
Chappaqua, it's Newcastle, it's Peekskill.
Yeah, but a big part of it is your town, which is his town.
Right.
That helps him a lot. 'Cause
Yeah.
that's the second largest
He's
town
able
in
to
Westchester.
break up the Westchester, let's say.
Even I think he's Mount Pleasant too.
Right.
They're pretty
And-
Republican.
And even though you're talking about the second time Justin Wagner won, but the first time
Ran.
Justin Wagner ran, he came very, very close
he did against Greg Ball, right?
against Greg Bull, and it was thrown off a little bit by Hurricane Sandy, which had hit that weekend. So it's a swing district.
It'll be interesting
Why
to
you
watch.
think this is?
But we don't know what Democrat is going to be against him, because there's a primary.
Well, okay.
There's Ali Boak against this guy.
Yeah, I thought she got the.
No, there's still this guy up in Putnam,
Yeah, Falk.
Falk.
Andrew Falk.
Andy Falk.
Well,
He's ran before. He lost
Who's
to
the
Katz
one De
for
Blasio
Assembly.
sending money to?
No, I think De Blasio's the era of De Blasio sending money to this district has ended, thanks to this gentleman right
Yes,
here.
I hope so. Knock on wood.
That's all your fault, by the way.
No,
well,
no, I'm being serious.
It's amazing that what Preet Bharara is doing.
Yeah.
Every other, if you go on Empire Report, it's
Yes.
the Drudge Report for New York State.
He's going after.
He's going after one after another. Union bosses are falling. Everyone is falling. And you're like, the corruption is out of control.
Yeah.
It's
So,
so
Andy,
out of control.
So Republican the convention was 2 weeks ago. What's your gist though of what you heard, what you saw?
Is the apocalypse this weekend or is it next weekend?
First of all, see, I love the adjectives everybody uses.
We could do reality.
I mean, then you didn't want to watch the Democrat convention because there was no reality there. But
Did they mention terrorism or ISIS or whatever it was once?
No, they said that, I did a column about 3 weeks ago.
Wait.
I did
Let's not. I
no.
asked you a very simple
Yes,
question.
I am. I did a column.
Nothing
3 weeks
simple
ago.
with
I think
it.
he's going negative on Hillary.
I did
No, it's called deflection.
I did a column 3 weeks ago from the administration's labor department on the state of the economy from 2009 to 2015.
Right.
This is their numbers. This is their hacks.
Right.
It's not Republican. There's not a Republican to be found.
Right.
And the economy's crap. All the numbers are off.
Okay.
It's worse since Obama took over. Now, you can sing yourself to sleep and say it's still Bush's fault, which 40% plus still blame Bush.
If they
That's
still blame
right.
Bush, that means they have no confidence in Obama to do anything.
Well,
How could you not blame the guys who
They're
did it
saying
7
poor
years?
Obama. He's tried so
How
hard.
much was the stimulus?
But it was so bad, the economy, that even Obama, with all his magnificent greatness.
Are we going to get a point
Well,
here?
anyway, what I'm saying
I
is
mean,
that
we're not on the sixth
I
tangent.
watched the Democrat confab, and we are in happy days here again. A couple little things are wrong, but happy days here again. Donald Trump lays out an accurate picture, not only of the economy. No, it was. You have, it was 1 in 4 blacks out of work. They have done worse over Obama. 59% of young black males are unemployed. This is all since Obama took office. This was not as bad under Bush.
Home ownership.
I've done that
low.
report. I did that report. I covered that report, and all this, and
73% wrong track.
and Hispanics.
So I don't know who's reality and who's
there's-
not.
There is now 20 more million.
Which Donald Trump
There-
economic proposal will help African Americans? I must have missed that night.
The one that creates jobs.
Which
the
one?
The first thing.
What proposal?
No,
what
n- n-
idea?
none of them
what
give proposals.
legislation?
No,
No,
actually, he has.
Wait,
Damn
it doesn't
none of you
matter.
people
No,
pay
it doesn't
attention.
It doesn't matter. At least you talk about it.
No,
At
that's
least-
the Democrat
wait,
thing.
Who gets credit?
That's the
Who
Democrat
gets
thing.
hammered more? The one who doesn't even talk about it, or the one who at least talks about it?
No,
One of them spoke about it. One of them mentioned it.
Democrats want credit for talking. Well, see, we care. We mentioned it.
They just
We're not
want-
going to do anything about it. Now, Donald Trump says, and if you listen closely, he says, number one, we're going to go after regulations, which are killing business. Now, when you start getting rid of these regulations that are actually driving companies to other countries, like this, the Carrier that he always talks
Always
about.
talk about
Do you want to know why Carrier is going to Mexico? Because the EPA has made the standards so high for air conditioners. So in the name of global warming,
Well, John Kerry said it's more dangerous than ISIS.
they cannot operate at a profit in the United States of America.
Which is interesting
Mexico
because
does not have
the Chamber
those.
of Commerce, who's never endorsed, most people think it's a Republican group, but the Hispanic Chamber of Commerce actually now endorsed Hillary.
Yeah.
And I think some of Trump's ideas is sort of counterintuitive to what the Republican base Chamber of Commerce vote used to be.
First of all,
it is.
First of all, the Chamber of
the
Commerce,
anti-trade
the
stuff,
Chamber
the
of
higher
Commerce,
regulation.
The Chamber of
He doesn't want the
Commerce-
illegals for cheap labor.
The Chamber of Commerce represents the establishment of Washington, what Trump is running against. Paul Ryan represents the establishment in Washington. Every time every time somebody from the establishment, Paul Ryan, Lindsey Graham,
McCain.
But you got this aide for Jeb Bush saying, "I'm going to vote for Hillary."
So Trump isn't supporting McCain now. He said that.
No, not at all.
He said he's not going to help him.
I hope he loses.
Every time.
What's interesting is this: we're a two-party system, but I think we're now looking at an election where Trump is running as a third-party candidate.
Every time.
In a lot of
Does
ways,
that make
he
sense?
is. In a lot of ways,
Yeah, but
he
every
is.
time that one of these people steps forward and says, and the media gives it all because they think that the people are going to say, Paul Ryan's not endorsing Trump. Trump's going to lose. No. It validates.
No, Paul Ryan endorsed Trump. Trump didn't endorse Paul Ryan.
It validates everything that Trump says about the establishment and the game, against the people. The emails come out. Jim Comey, there was last week's column,
FBI
head of the FBI lays out an entire case of why Hillary should be indicted, and then he says, "But we're not going to indict her because
it was an unindictment indictment."
But no prosecutor would ever make an indictment. Now, number one, that wasn't his job. That part wasn't his job. But his job is to protect and recommend what has to be done. Whether the prosecutor runs with it or not, that's not Comey's job. So Comey became the prosecutor also. But what he was a gutless wonder that had no balls. I think Hillary's got his balls in the lunchbox.
Can we say that on television?
Yes.
But anyway, what happened here now? So, but what that did,
you know, the FBI is
what that did
right now.
But what that
Probably
did,
are.
when Comey said we're not going to indict her, again, it validated what Trump and Sanders were saying about the system being rigged. Then the emails come out that shows that all the way back as far as March 15th of last year, when I wrote my first column in June, that the system was rigged, that they were never going to let Bernie send it. I wrote
So
that.
an email conversation is very Throwback Tuesday for an email conversation. It is. We already hashed this.
See, that's Hillary's thing. Oh, we already talked about it.
Whatever.
Move on. Nothing to see
We can have
here.
congressional hearings.
We'll still talk about Bush every
We can
day.
have
So, let me
$14 million
finish. All
worth of
this
congressional
does.
hearings.
All these
So I'm
things.
gonna
Maybe Trey
recap.
Gowdy.
But
will
all
No,
do
he's
it.
talking about the recent
All these
email.
things that happen.
So I'm going to recap. I asked you about the Republican convention, and you're going to talk about emails. Benghazi's coming up next, and you never once did you say anything positive about the Republican convention.
It validated everything that
We are
was
60
said.
seconds from Monica
It
Lewinsky.
was
Hold on.
validated
Whitewater.
everything that was said by
Vince Foster.
Trump
Vince Foster.
about what he's running against. That has to be corrected.
Yeah, but it
all
sounds
these,
like he's
All you have to say, Andy, is a couple things. Trump got a post-convention bump. Hillary's getting a post-convention bump.
Agreed.
The ratings for Trump's speech were higher than they were for Hillary's speech.
Right.
So it's all hashed out. Hillary, for someone who's so well known, is in deep trouble because she can't, despite what some lame NBC poll says, she can't really get above 45, 46%. So Trump, if he plays his cards right, which you never know, especially someone in Atlantic City, he can do what he has to do. That's what we have to watch out for going forward.
But wouldn't you say what he's done in the last month and a half,
The last week?
gives you just forget about
No, because here's a double standard. You're going to pick out what he's done with this one guy, Khan.
No, I didn't say...
Fine, last month and a half, where he's taken the lead in the polls.
Yeah.
What has Hillary done the last 40 years?
Even the last week. No, but the last
Doesn't
week.
that give you pause?
The Russian,
40 years versus a week and a half.
The Russian comments, the NATO comments, the Khan comments. He
Comments
can't
are
help
one
himself.
thing. People being raped and tortured in Benghazi are something different. FBI investigations are something different. Comments don't kill. What she did kills.
Not only
and
that,
harms the country.
But you wanted to.
So get over what the media is trying to put down
You say what
your
Trump
throat.
said about Russia. Russia took the the Crimea under Obama's
Well,
watch.
Obama was the one.
They
years
was
ago
already.
that
I mean,
just
they've already
words.
taken the Crimea under Obama.
Right.
They didn't do it under Trump.
You have terrorist attacks
They didn't
going on
do it
every day.
under Trump.
Police still get
But the
killed.
press ain't going to tell
Although
you
Trump
that.
wasn't
You
aware
would
that that
think
happened.
the Crimea
But
is
what,
still
but
independent.
what I don't
Fine,
understand
but
is
here-
what is
Trump
what
didn't
is
even
his,
know he
his
invaded
end game
Crimea.
is what? Is he going to get Democrats? Is he getting Muslims? He's offended everybody under the
He
sun.
hasn't offended
That's
everybody.
you're
He
wrong.
has.
Then,
No,
then
no.
why is he?
He's down to one little segment of the
Guys,
population.
if that's the case, why is this race neck and neck?
It's not neck and neck.
Yes,
is
it
not.
is.
No, it's not. Electoral college-wise,
No.
he is looking at a landslide loss. He's looking at one of the largest losses in American history.
It's too early for that. The Rasmussen poll has 1 point. The UCLA
Oh,
poll
no,
has
no,
Trump.
no.
No.
If you're
national.
polling Alabama, Mississippi,
Darren,
and,
just listen to me.
California,
Darren.
it doesn't matter.
Listen, this is what polls do right now.
Quickly, we're wrapping up.
USC
quickly.
poll has Trump up by a couple, and the other polls have Hillary well below 50% for the most part.
But that's so is
she's
he.
in trouble.
But so is
She's-
he.
But she's fine,
She's
but he's
8
not a
points ahead of the
40-year-old.
national poll, and she's
Yeah, but wait a
she's
minute.
leading
Yeah, but wait a
in
minute. Yeah, but
every
the problem
Guys,
is this. The
guys.
problem is this. Wait.
She's
It's
leading
taken
every
her 40
swing state.
years to develop to get to that point where she's so hated. It's taken him less than a year to do this.
First of all,
Imagine if he was
I don't
less
know.
than
got
a year
higher
or 40
negative.
years.
He does have higher
Let's deal
negative.
with these last two polls that got her up 8 points. You know how they did that? Volpe